But if we don't invest in early stage innovation, if we don't make bets on top entrepreneurs, if we don't make any kind of effort to actually build things, nothing will happen. So we've got to go out there and make it. And I just want to finish with one cool concept, which I heard on a clip recently, a BTC Sessions clip. And it was a discussion around the joint stock contract. And if you take yourself back 500 years before the US was ever discovered by Europeans, and there was essentially a form of doing business in which a trader, adventurer, pioneer, whatever you might call them, would say, okay, I'm going to go on a trip to India or South Africa or wherever it might be. I'm going to build a ship. I'm going to take a crew. I'm going to go and discover some stuff, and I'm going to bring back scarce raw materials that the European markets are, desperately in need of, and will create huge returns. The risk: storm, being eaten by cannibals, being killed by pirates. Who knows? Extraordinary risks. But the point was, you give me the money, I'll do the thing. We together sign a joint stock contract. And it was that innovation that unlocked capital for the discovery of the United States of America. And discovery, I mean, from a European perspective. But what I think is going on now is the early phase of the digital renaissance. So instead of creating a ship and sailing physically across oceans and bringing back physical raw materials, we're funding entrepreneurs that are setting sail in cyberspace, and they're figuring out the best way of doing that, and they're pooling together different technologies in order to survive. So Bitcoin is just one part of that. Nostr is another part of that. AI is another part of that. And the risk reward is similar, right? The risk is all the capital's gone. The loss of life is not as high, of course. Like, people probably never return home from those trips, but it's similar, right? I hope you get a flavor for that, because I really love trying to pull into context from a historical perspective how important some of this stuff is, and what we might look back in the past is like, oh my God, that was actually much more of a big deal than we realized. But if there wasn't someone out there that was willing to bet on people circumnavigating the globe in search of resources, then we wouldn't have seen the history of the last 500 years.